Okay, so today I'm just going to kind of do a botanical haul. These are a few things that I got, but I'm also going to kind of explain a little bit about the products that I bought from the Botanica. Um, and like give you an idea of how you can use it, what you can use it for, especially if you're a baby witch or you don't do too much candle work, or trying to get into magic but don't know what to do. I'm gonna go ahead and kind of show you what I use things for. Now, like I always mention, I usually like to make my own stuff, but there are times where I will run out and I will get it if I need it, if I don't have time to make it. But I got some spiritual waters, some baths. So this one is like a go away evil, like a kind of like a spell breaker, ghost chaser kind of one. If you feel like you have the evil eye on you specifically, that'll work great for the evil eye for removing it. I also bought a few candles. This can be used in a spiritual bath. So if you make a herbal bath, I do not recommend you just, pouring this all over you. Like, there should be a ritual set up. Usually I light a candle, I pray over the candle or whatever the case is. And then I will use this. I will put it in my mop bucket, mop the floors, wash the front door, cleanse out any negative energy that I have out the front door, with a bundle of sage or some incense or something. Some copal resin works really well from dispelling negativity, evil eye, evil spirits. But this one, go away evil, it chases like a ghost chaser, so it chases away evil spirits. You can use it in your mop water, or if you make a spiritual bath, like I said, you don't want to just dump this in a bath and just dunk yourself in, you know what I mean. I use this in conjunction with other herbs, meaning I will get some basil, some mint. I will bring them to like a boil, like making a tea basically, and then I will put it with this, dilute it with some water, some coconut milk or coconut water, goat's milk, and then I will put the bath over my head, the back of my neck, all over my body, my feet, my hands. That's usually what I do when I'm doing something like a ghost chaser, hex breaker, whatever the case is, evil eye to dispel it. That's how I would use this. I also have Galina Negra, which is a black chicken. Now, if you are a real spiritualist, if you are an ATRs, you know the importance of a black chicken, because it's not only an offering for your spirits or certain spirits that take it as an offering, but a black chicken is an amazing animal, physical, right, for cleansing. If you've never had a cleanser with a chicken, whew, that was one of the best cleanses I ever had, was done with the chicken. So this is basically to mimic or act as that. It is not the same, right? Because this is basically just a spiritual bath that's in a bottle. But I would do it the same as this. Now, if you have spell work that's done on you, if you have like a heaviness on you, if you have like bad luck, you feel like nothing is going your way, then I would use something like Galina Negra. If I feel like I have some heavy or some dark stuff that's on me, even if you are the kind of person to do graveyard work, I always recommend when you do graveyard work, it is very important to have a bath for when you come back. Clean yourself before you go. That's not, the kind of thing that you want to just walk around with dirty, nasty, heavy energy. So, Galina Negra, if you're using this, and you don't want, bad spirits, something that's very negative, very heavy, you can also use it, like I mentioned, in your mop water, and mop your house or wash the front of your door. And you can also put it inside of your bath, like how I mentioned, with other herbs. You can dilute it with some coconut water, goat's milk, or coconut milk. That will work as well. I also bought some incense. This is against evil, against the evil eye. So what I normally do with these incense is I use it to cleanse out my candles before I, pray over them and everything. I'll burn it during my ritual when I'm starting to do the bath. Everything to me, when you are practicing magic, it is a ritual. Magic is a ritualistic thing. So you don't just light a candle, you don't just throw the bath over you. You should pray over it, put your intention into it. It should make sense as to why you're doing it. You should have purpose and reason. You don't want to do these things, you're wasting money, on products. The most important thing is, yes, you have these products, but these are not attuned, or these are not the end all be all. it has to be prayed over. It has to be attuned so that you're able to, or fixed, right? When you have a fixed candle, it knows what it's supposed to do when you are praying over it and doing it. You don't just light a candle and just put it on your spirit's altar and walk away. It's a ritual. You're supposed to pray over it or whatever the case is. I just love to take baths. I love cleaning. So for me, it's a whole ritual that goes into it. Before I light the candles, I like to pray over them. I pray to whatever spirit I'm working with. And then, like I said, I cleanse it with an incense. All you do is just light it. And then in the top of the candle, if I'm bringing something in, if I want to release something counterclockwise. I also bought, I love like spiritual colognes. So this one is called Para Todo. And the reason why I like this spiritual cologne is because it's for everything. That's what it means. It's for everything. So, luck bath, love, prosperity, blessings, whatever the case is. Once again, you can use it for your mop water. Because it is a cologne, you can actually put it on yourself. Sometimes I do like to put these in my locks, put it in my hair. So it really depends on how you want to use it. You can still put it in your bath, put it in your mop water, however you want to do it. Wash your vela, you wash your candle when you're, about to do whatever working. This is to bring up. When I'm washing, I'm bringing up, let's say this was for luck, I'm bringing up whatever it is that I want. If I'm trying to remove something, I'm bringing the energy down because I'm pushing it away, right? So while I'm praying, I put a little bit of the cologne on my hand and I'm just pushing away. Let's say I have the evil eye on me. I'm removing whatever it is as I'm praying, whatever psalm or whatever prayer I have, and pushing that energy away. Now, I also bought 2 candles, and I'm going to explain the difference of these candles, okay? Because you're going to look at them and you're going to think they're the same, and they're not. I have a Spellbreaker candle, and I have a Rompe Brujeria, or I'm sorry, no, this would be Rompe Brujeria, so I apologize. This one is Rompe Bloque, which is a blockbuster. And that's probably one of my favorite candles. I love doing blockbuster work. I love removing stuff out of your roads. I did a Abre Camino, and during the Abre Camino, I had some blockages that were coming in. And something was telling me, you're going to have to redo this work, which is fine. That's what happens, when you start getting into it, is trial and error. But the reason why I bought these 2, right, is because there's spell work that's there. So a spell breaker is to remove the curse or the spell. It removes it, it breaks it, it's busted. That's what it's for. A block breaker. It removes any blocks that you have in your roads. Can you burn these together? Absolutely. Let's say you have some, and that's the thing. Let's say somebody put a spell on you because they don't want you to have a specific job, or they put spell work, to not block your roads, make you have bad luck. Spell work so that you can't sleep, spell work so that you have spirits walking in your house, or whatever the case is. That's why you're using the spell breaker. You want to break whatever curse somebody has placed on you. And now for the blockbuster, why would you use the blockbuster? Because you're removing the blocks that are in your road. If you have somebody who's trying to block doing money work, specifically somebody who's trying to run your pockets dry, who's trying to cause misfortune to your pockets, to your money, to your coin, that's when you would use that. So you can burn these in conjunction. If you are a spiritualist, who I always recommend, if you're somebody who's been doing this for a little bit while, because spell work, people don't realize it does drain your energy, especially if you're doing it more so using your energy versus a spirit. You're going to want to burn both of these at the same time. If you are somebody who's a little bit more, well seasoned, you can light 10 candles and you're going to feel okay. If you're somebody who's a little bit newer, and you're not sure 100% comfortable, I would do the Spellbreaker first, and then I would do the Rompe. While you're doing all of that, you're going to want to remember to put up some protection. You should have a protective spirit who's watching over, everything while you're removing the blocks. I also recommend, if you know who the person is, you will want to bind them while you're burning everything. So if they're trying to do any work, if they're trying to do something, they're unable to get you because they're binded.